Welcome, ladies and gents. Beetlejuice, the first reviews are in. Very positive. Very, very positive. Which I know a lot of people will be like, well, yeah, they're going to be. Because first reviews normally are. I get that. I understand. But you've watched the trailer. It does look very, very Tim Burton. It looks very, very Beetlejuice. So maybe believe them? I don't know. We're just here to report and have a look. So hit subscribe if you're new here, and do turn those bell notifications on. But let's have a look. So, like I said, they are good, and that's not a massive surprise. Side note, I do know what happens in this movie. I've done some videos on it, and from test screenings, it was positive. The test screenings, I'll just tell you what the test screenings, sort of general response was from test screening, was that it was good. It was a good movie. But it wasn't as charming as the original. Now that can be twofold. It can be that a lot of the test audiences were older and they like the original. You know, that it's what they grew up with. And that's a high chance. Or even if they're younger, they've watched the original. So, yeah. Or they haven't watched either. You know, and then they just watch this. And it's their first interaction with it. They're not going to think it's hugely charming in terms of modern day filmmaking. I don't know. But basically, the test screenings were positive. They weren't negative. They were actually positive. So let's take a look, right? So for those that don't know, there's now, it says the review embargo lifted shortly after. Okay, critics have been weighing in with social media reactions and a handful of verdicts. So, because they got the Venice Film Festival, basically. So that's where the premiere was yesterday. Now the social media embargo is up, and people seem to like it. So, it says this. For the most part, it sounds like Tim Burton has delivered a worthy follow-up to his original cult classic, with returning stars Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, all coming in for high praise. Jenna Ortega's turn as Lydia Deet's daughter, Astrid, may not be quite a successful, with some reviews noting that her character is not especially likeable or sympathetic, and just a little too close to her take on Wednesday Addams from the recent Netflix series. Test screenings didn't mind her, to be fair. It is the character that they've written, but I understand if her sort of, not breakout role, but one of her most recent iconic roles is similar, you're going to compare it to it. But anyway, whatever. So for the most part, you know, our fans, fans are going to like Keaton's returning ghost, yes. So let's have a look, okay? Just headlines. We might click into one or two. Total film, so Beetlejuice zany fun in the moment, but after a day so, you'll have probably forgotten all about it. It's not necessarily bad. It says here, it's all a bit scattershot. We get giant sandworms, a subtitled black and white film interlude, and Willem Dafoe as an undead actor famed for playing a franchise cop. But one thing's clear, amid the chaos, Burton and Keaton are both having a ball for the most part. Beetlejuice is a fun afterlife frolic. And that's what I heard. And this does, in fairness, marry up with a lot of what the test audience has said. It doesn't have the charm as the original, but it's fun and good. Beetlejuice is a charming, if weightless, legacy sequel where the whole cast is having fun. And there's a little bit here. It says, Tim Burton allows the cast of Beetlejuice to have fun, even if they're all off in separate movies that barely overlap. Its story is intentionally robbed of dramatic weight, but this makes way for the goofy, imaginative, practical effects of Burton's early days, resulting in a small-scale legacy sequel that doesn't take itself too seriously, because it doesn't need to. And I think that's okay. I've got no vested interest in this movie. I genuinely don't actually care. But not all movies have to have stakes. Not all movies have to have all these grandiose elements. It can just be, it's just a good bit of fun. It's just a good time at the theatre. We've forgotten that, I think. This incessant need for higher stakes. Beetlejuice review, Tim Burton's delightfully inventive sequel stays loyal to the original cult classic while deepening human stakes. Beetlejuice is ghoulishly fun, Burton honours his first film with throwbacks, all while expanding his characters and world to make a delightful new story. The whole cast got the assignment and delivers plenty of laughs. So many great set pieces in the Afterlife too. I do wonder, here's like not a spoiler, but I do wonder if they will keep the surfer in the Afterlife that died from a shark bite. That'll be interesting to see. So heads up for when you watch the movie. Look out for that if it's in there. It should be. That was from test screenings. I learned that. Call me jaded, but too much punishing decades-late sequel-itis left me unprepared for what a total blast I'd have at Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Tim Burton's best and funniest film in years. So there you go. Again, it's just fun, and that's okay. You know, we don't have to have high stakes with everything. You know, if a film is well put together, right, it's well constructed, it doesn't have to have any stakes for you to care about the characters. They can be on a ride with very little risk, but you still care. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, which premiered at the Venice Film Festival Wednesday, is a rat's nest of callbacks and plots so jumbled and overstuffed it's almost abstract. They did not like it at all, Vanity Fair. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is old school Burton zaniness and greatness. A loving tribute to the 1988 film, as well as international cinema. Michael Keaton still has the juice, delivering a hilarious and brilliant performance. And the end MacArthur Park sequence is destined to become the... And I can't be bothered to click on it. So, there you go. Tim Burton is great again. His latest Beetlejuice Beetlejuice isn't just a nostalgic retread. It's a jolting reminder of what makes the director so darkly seductive. Which is good. Here's another one. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It's rewarding to have Tim Burton back in full creative command of the humour, the fantastical imagination, and the gleeful morbidity on which he built his name. And sub note here. The zippy pacing, buoyant energy, and steady stream of laugh-out-loud moments hint at the joy Burton appears to have found in revisiting this world. And for anyone who loved the first movie, it's contagious. So there you go. That's great. You know, a lot of this does go hand in hand with what the test screening said, I think. And I think it's about what it needs to be. You know, like if you do a follow-up to... You do a follow-up to a legacy film, like a cult classic film, you can't add too much stuff. Because you can't... It appears like there's an effort to detract from the original at that point. I think for a film like this, just entering into the world again and having, you know, an enjoyable romp through it is enough. I think that's good. Because it doesn't detract from anything. It doesn't necessarily do anything different. It's okay to do that. You know? Especially when there's not been any other sequels, right? Like just Beetlejuice and now Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I think that's okay. I don't see the issue with just diving into the world and enjoying it as it is for a little while. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let me know down below. Will you be watching this or not? Drop your thoughts down below. Hit subscribe if you're new here. And if you like what I do, support me further via my Patreon. It's the first link down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.